Hello, welcome to Together We Feel. It's a come as you are, which perfect timing. It's the Monday after Thanksgiving here in the States. For the rest of you in the world, we're coming off a 4-day holiday weekend and we're heading speeding right into Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. All the things are like less than 4 weeks away because Thanksgiving was so late. And so a lot of us here are feeling hurried and rushed. And I was just telling Rachel before we got on that's a battle I'm having in my own head. And we'll get into that today in the come as you are, this urge to be and have certain things done at this point that I'm the only one that expects it. So we'll talk about that more as this is come as you are conversation. But my friends, Rachel Lavin and Erin Copelan are here with me today. I'm so happy to see their bright, shiny, smiley faces. Schmiley, is that a word? It feels like something from SNL, Schmiley. Something they've said in a skit over the years or something. Oh my gosh. Welcome, my friends. Rachel, how are you today, this post-Thanksgiving weekend?
I'm feeling good. I was telling you off camera that we had a very lovely, relaxing weekend. It was just me and my honey. We didn't have to go anywhere, no travel. We just stayed home and just really kind of rested and rejuvenated. So, yeah, hello, December 1st. I feel good.
Oh my gosh, I know. And Rachel has a new logo. All got to go check it out. It's so bright and vibrant and such a reflection of her. I was super excited
cute,
when I
right?
saw that last week. So check out, and show notes will show you all that. Erin, my friend, how are you?
Doing good. I also kind of like Rachel. Well, it was more than just me on Thanksgiving, but I just said I'm not doing any of the things. So I had a lot of extra time on my hands, and I also got to rest some, and so I don't feel like crap.
Yeah.
Because I did not overextend myself like I do every single other year. So
yeah. Awesome. I love that. And for me, my weekend was a little unusual. We ended up being out of town. It was a mixture of a work and personal pleasure enjoyment trip with the holiday mixed in. It's something my husband proposed to me about the Sunday before Thanksgiving. He's like, what if we did this? Because this year we have grown children. This year is kind of what I call our off year. It's not our year to host anything. They are with their partners and other sides of the family doing things this year. And so it's our off year holiday wise, which it comes with a lot less expectation and work. And also like a tinge of sadness for me because I like having them all with me. And so his idea was like, well, just come with me and we'll go do this and we'll have fun. And at first I was like, I don't really want to do that because I'm very committed to the day after Thanksgiving, I decorate for Christmas. It's like as much of one of my traditions as anything I do. And so with this trip, we didn't come home until yesterday, Sunday. And I knew that coming home on a Sunday, going into a week, I was gonna need to do laundry and other things, and I don't want to rush through getting the house decorated and having it feel stressful versus enjoying the experience. And so I just had to own that it was going to be different. And then I was going to wake up on December 1st, and the house wasn't going to be decorated yet. And I cannot remember a December 1st in my lifetime where my house has not been fully decorated for Christmas. Like literally cannot remember a December 1st as a child or adult. This has never happened before. And so the level of discomfort was very real. I also knew that coming home yesterday and running around like a mad woman, instead of we got home up a little before 11 in the morning. We had a nice drive home. We got out before the traffic hit. I was able to do laundry. I was able to watch my 49ers play. Brady was able to watch the Seahawks play. I watched a Christmas movie and I just made myself settle. And then I got up this morning and I have a guest appearance on a podcast at 7:45. I've got a panel at 9:30. I've got staff at 2:30. I need to run a couple errands in between. I will do what I can in between those, but I'm not going to set my hair on fire if I don't have it all decorated by the end of the day. There's certain things I will get done, and then I will do the rest tomorrow, and everything will be fine. There's nobody here standing at my door shaking their finger at me going, Melissa, you don't have the house decorated. No one cares. No one cares except for me. And so, but the weight of that expectation that I put on myself and the level of discomfort, but I'm like, no, I'm going to allow myself to do it as I have time. I'm not going to rush through it. I'm going to clean my house as I go because I don't like to decorate a dirty house. I like to decorate a clean house. It's just a thing in my head. Again, another expectation. But for me to enjoy it, I'm going to turn on the Christmas music and do it as I go. And nothing, the house will not set on fire. And there's no Christmas patrol that's going to knock down my door and give me a ticket for being late. My definition of late, because guess what? I can also leave it up as long as I want to afterwards. And so, but it was so interesting, like the expectation that I have and I'm like, oh my God, it's December 1st. My house isn't decorated yet. Where's the Christmas countdown blocks? I can't pull the block out yet. I mean, just little things that you get so used to that I'm so like, yeah. So that's my like really working on letting go of expectations. I was very conscientious yesterday after I watched my football game. I got in and I looked at my calendar and I was like, what's in here that doesn't need to be in here? Well, there was a whole bunch of pre-meets in December that I don't need to have yet. I am booked out through 2026 on the podcast right now. Most of 2020, I don't need to have these yet. In fact, it would be irresponsible to have them because they would have to still wait a very long time to record with me if I decide to move forward with them. So I'm like, I can move these to March. I'm not even going to record with them till June. They don't need to be here. This is going to create more space in my calendar to enjoy these other things that I want to enjoy this month and be intentional about. So mine has been a lot about letting go of the expectations, but how your body responds. Like your body's so used to things and really telling myself, settle. It's okay. This is fine. It's all good. Nothing, the earth is not going to come off its axis. But also proud of me for like just reaching out and being like, I'm not doing these meetings in December. It's one, it doesn't feel December-ish to me. And two, I don't need to do them yet, and releasing that. So that's where I'm at today.
You might die at my house, Melissa, because I frequently don't put any decorations up until December 23rd.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Like, I'm in denial until like the last minute. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Do I have to? And then I go, but it's Christmas. I have to have a tree. I have to have garland. And then I put all the stuff up. But then it stays up through my birthday, which is at the end of January.
Because you don't want to take it down.
You take yours down. You take yours down on December 26th, don't you?
No. Oh, no. I do not. I am very much, Christmas is through New Year's for me. Like it's the holiday season. So I will I'm usually in that first week of January mode. My youngest daughter's birthday is January 12th. I've always made a focus to have it down before her birthday. Growing up, I wanted her to feel like Christmas was separate from her birthday. Like I wanted her to so I was very mindful of like, it was down by the 5th or 6th, and then she got her birthday. I still do it now just because it's good practice. Although last year, I think I was right up against it. I think I was because I was out of town New Year's weekend last year. Like when I would have normally taken it down, I was out of town with my family. So no, I am not. In fact, I think December 26th people, I'm very judgy. I'm like, why would you do that? It's not over yet. It's still the holidays. Enjoy it. Sit with it. It's not
There's
over.
There's wrapping paper on the 2nd. Floor.
Exactly. And so many people too. I absolutely haven't swept that up yet or taken my garbage out, I mean, so no, I'm not one of those people, but I think it's funny though. You feel like I need to have a tree. I need to have a garland. And what would it feel like if you didn't?
Yeah, it'd be fine. Like you said, the world wouldn't stop spinning. I think the worst year, the latest I ever took my stuff down was the year Jerry had his liver transplant. And all of a sudden it was Valentine's Day. And I went, oh, wait a minute. Like,
yeah,
this needs to go away.
Well, yeah, but that's a life thing. And also too, what I do, and Brady, my husband, is just like, oh my gosh, it's just an excuse for you to leave Christmas stuff up longer. I leave my winter stuff up until spring. So like my anything that's a snowman, or like even my garland that doesn't have like the Christmas holly on it, like it's like a evergreen tree kind of garland that goes. I leave anything that looks like winter lodgy up until March. And so all the like Christmas specific stuff comes down. So yeah, I'm very like, yeah, I just like to hold on to it. It makes me feel cozy. It makes me feel warm and safe. And but I think it's interesting all the expectations that we have attached to that. That are put on ourselves. For me, mine it's kind of a deeper seated thing. Thanksgiving to New Year's was the most peaceful time in my very emotionally chaotic house growing up. And so there's something about that I both get a lot of anxiety during this time of year and a lot of comfort. And so if I can sit in my decorated living room around my Christmas tree where it's lit up and warm, I can just sit in that and be comfortable. But the pressure I feel to have it look a certain way, I get the anxiety comes up. It's interesting how our bodies and minds respond to our life experiences. Rachel, do you have any expectations around this time of year that are as neurotic as mine?
You know, it's interesting to hear you guys talk because I, as my whole adult life, have lived in apartments. And the last thing I want to do is bring a live tree into my house because, like, I just don't want to deal with that. Yeah. And so, but I love the holidays. I definitely do. But I think we've shared before that fall is my season. I feel so. I just love it. Like my decorations for fall are up September 1st, even though it's like 90 degrees outside here. I don't care. Pumpkins. I love Christmas. It was always lovely, but I think that it's just like for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
But yeah. I do hear loud and clear what you're saying, and I think what I was relating to you most about is this time of year gets very stressful for a lot of people. And to just kind of have that conversation, that dialogue with yourself, it's like, you know what? I don't want to do that this year. I'm not going to let myself get overwhelmed because I have to do this, and this before January 1st. I really don't. I can do it next year. Next year is coming and it'll be here sooner than later. And if I just want some quiet to rejuvenate my brain and my energy and to get ready for next year, like I'm totally okay with not doing a lot right now this month.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the have to's, like if there's a have to in any of your sentences that you're saying to yourself or to other people, is it a have to? Like a thing that I released a few years ago that I realized was just no longer bringing me joy. And I've talked about this on a couple of boundaries, shorts and clips and panels I've done is I don't do Christmas cards anymore or holiday cards, or I shifted it to a New Year's card for a while. I was like, it felt like more work than enjoyment. No, I haven't lost any friends over not sending a Christmas card. And we still get cards from other people, which I still enjoy getting, but it just got to a point of my kids were grown and putting it together, or they were getting, it was more of a hassle than a joy. And I just was like, I had years where I did enjoy it and I loved it. And that time had passed. And so I released that. I didn't need to do that anymore. But I think this is that pressure that we feel. So anytime so I just really made a determination this year that I was going to allow December to really be what I want it to be. And release, like it's not a hosting year, so there's no expectation that way. I'm going to create the coziness that I want, but I'm also going to create space and time for me to watch my Christmas movies. Brady enjoys Christmas the week of Christmas. He doesn't want to do it from December 1st to January 2nd like I do. And so I'm mindful that, okay, when he's not here, that maybe that's the time I watch that new Christmas movie on Netflix. And maybe if I like it, I'll share it with him the week of Christmas, but so not denying myself the things I enjoy, but rearranging my calendar so I can enjoy them and not feel like, not making myself have meetings that I don't need to have right now. And also, we have a lot of Christmas parties in our lives. My husband has a very forward-facing job. I'm involved. I'm in very forward public-facing work, especially now that I'm doing more public speaking and whatnot. And I've got community groups I'm a part of. So between the two of us, we have like, I don't know, 6 or 7 Christmas parties and they're always usually in the evening, 4 to 7 and 5 to 8 over the next 2 weeks. And so making space for those, so I don't have a day filled of a lot of things that take my energy, so that I'm able to be present at those. And now I'm lucky. I have the flexibility to create in my work schedule that I can create that. Not everybody has that. So if you don't, obviously most of us have to go to work every day from a certain amount of time. But what can you do in your mornings, your evenings, your weekends to create space and take out the have tos of what you and determine, are these just expectations I have that I've created in myself, or are these actual expectations that I need to fulfill? And differentiating, make a list of what are the actual have tos versus the ones I've derived in my brain are the have tos.
Yeah.
Erin, are you there with us still?
I am.
Okay. All right. We couldn't see you anymore, so I just wanted to make sure we could still hear you. All right. Perfect. Do you have how does the have tos work in your world? Do you have the have tos? Do you have to delineate between the have tos versus the get tos?
That is also something that I'm working on. And that's the process I went through for Thanksgiving, because it was, I have to cook, which means I have to clean my house, which means I have to shop, which means that I have to clean up after. And I said, who said?
Yep.
I said. And who said it has to be, quote, special? And who made me the, quote, memory maker of the universe? And I said, you know what? I looked, actually, I had gone so far, I planned like a whole lunch menu, because I'm like, I'll do it, but I'll scale it back. And so I was right on the cusp. And then I looked around my house. I said, I am not cleaning this shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not cleaning this. I will be, by the time I clean, I'm going to be exhausted. And then I don't want to go, I'm not doing it. And if somebody else wants to do, I also have a really fun thing that I do where I make up other people's expectations.
Yes.
So they don't have the expectation, but I make it up that they do. And so it's like, I'm the only one doing this, and I am not doing it. And I did that kind of similar to what you did with your calendar. I said, you know what? I adore writing my newsletter. I love writing my newsletter every week. And Mama needs a break. I just need to scale like everything back for the rest. Like, I'm going to let myself hibernate in December anyway. And so I scheduled like a greatest hits series of my newsletters, of the most popular ones. So people will still get to hear from me, but I don't have to sit like in this creation. Like, I told myself, I am not creating for December. I'm not going to create anything for the rest of this month. I just am going to be.
I think that's such a good idea. I'm doing something kind of similar in that, because I felt myself getting tired out. Like the conversations and recordings that I normally get excited about, I was like, oof. I'm like, ooh, that's a clue. It's time to pull back. It's time to rest, so you can show up in January refreshed and renewed and ready. And so, I love what you said about the expectations we decide other people have that they don't actually have.
Crazy.
I know. We do a number on ourselves with that stuff. And yeah, we just do a number. Rachel, do you struggle with that too?
I mean, in general, when it comes to expectations, but I've really this past year have focused on listening to that inner, emotional yes or no. And it's really helping me make good decisions on how I want to spend my time, who I want to spend my time with. There's nothing worse than going somewhere and literally dreading it all day, dreading it to the moment, dreading being there and counting down the seconds until you can leave. And I'm like, why in the hell am I doing this to myself? I'm going to be 54. I don't need to have this huge circle of friends or acquaintances or people that I feel obligated to spend time with. I just don't want to do that anymore. And it really I feel like that anxious feeling, that just that uneasy feeling is really kind of subsided. And I didn't know for so many years that that's what that was, that feeling of just like anxiousness and dread, if you will. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to be social and I don't want to see you and spend time with you, but I don't have to wear myself so ragged and, thin, so have my time be so thin all the time. It's just not healthy it's just not healthy for us in general to feel like that.
No. Yeah. Just paying attention to those signals your body is sending you. I know for me that because of some of the anxiety that comes up for me this time of year, I need to be more gentle with myself to create more space and more capacity to allow myself to move through that and feel that, acknowledge it, unlearn, relearn, all those kinds of things. I did a great holiday boundaries panel a couple of weeks ago with Suzanne Kohlberg. Go back and visit that, especially if you have families and presents and gatherings where there's a lot of pressure that can come with that. Go check out that panel. Suzanne and I had a fabulous conversation. She had so many tips. She's right in the thick of it with 2 kids at home, and they just moved, and family obligations and decisions. We talk a lot about those decisions we make in advance about where our boundaries are going to be around gift giving and holiday gathering and food and all those things and family and time. That's really helpful. Go back and visit that conversation because it's going to really help you, especially those of you that are feeling torn in a lot of directions. Because the thing that makes me so sad is when I hear women say how much they dread this time of year and they just want to get through it. Like that, you can do something about that. It may require, and it requires sometimes less than we build up in our heads it requires. And it goes back to those inner expectations that we've assigned to ourselves that no one else has of us. Or with some clear boundaries and a conversation, you can take a lot of pressure off yourself, and also just releasing others' expectations if they don't align with you, being able to let those things go. I mean, I think that can go a long way too in this time. As you go in, we are in the last month of 2025, which is, I say this, I feel like my grandmother now. It's like, oh my gosh, the time flew by. I mean, it really is true. I mean, this has been a growth year for all 3 of us in a multitude of different ways. Erin, you've had quite a year, but you've also had some of your most creative endeavors come out of it. And that goes to the layers piece that I talked to you so much, and the nuance that exists in life. So as you go into this final month, what is your hope as we embark on this final month of 2025 from what you've learned from all of that?
I feel like my hope, that's a good question. My hope is for the integration of everything, because there has been so much change. There has been so much unknown. So many unexpected things. And then, like you said, from like these weird troughs, like I got inspired to create different things. And it was just like, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do it. I'm just doing it. And And now I get to integrate all of that into me because I've learned so much about me. And so I get to let all of that sink in and settle so that, like Rachel just was talking about, you get to that other side where you start to make changes and you feel very anxious. And then all of a sudden you realize you didn't die after all.
Yes.
Like
Still standing.
It's okay. And so you can say no to the events and the things because you know you're not going to die and you know you're safe. And so I just get to integrate all of the changes so that my nervous system knows that I'm safe and I can keep doing hard things and I can keep doing creative things. And those things can all exist at the same time.
Yeah.
With safety and love and warmth and all of that.
Yeah. Because you've really had to learn how to hold the nuance of grief and excitement at the same time. Grief over losses and frustrations and sadness that comes with that, and also excitement over new creative ventures. You've learned how to like hold the nuance of that all existing at one time.
I thank you. Thank you for reminding me because I feel like I feel like I do. I forget sometimes. And it has been all of that up and down and in and out. But I have also really tried this year to go with what I feel and not be in a place of, oh, I'm supposed to be grieving, which means I'm supposed to be sad. So I better not create anything because I'm sad. Or I'm grieving. Like it's okay to feel more than one emotion at a time. And it's okay when you're in a place of sadness or grief to feel excited about something or feel joy about something and take inspired action. Or maybe the inspired action is I have to do nothing. Like it's inspired action for me to take no action.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. I mean, that no is an action word. It when we say no to something, when we say not right now to something, that is taking an action. I love that so much. I think so many times when we're going through bumpy times, we have this foreboding joy. Like, I shouldn't feel joyful right now because this thing happened over here. I'm like, no, I can feel both. I can feel joy about this and also still be sad about that. Those things are both true. And one does not steal from the other or make one more, oh, I should only feel this. And we do, I should only feel this right now. I think that's the one thing I want you all to take in as you're listening, to take into December. Don't feel like you're forced to, oh my gosh, I should be so thankful right now. I should be so joyful right now. And I'm not. And so, okay, get curious about that. And allow yourself to get curious and figure out what it is that's happening that's bringing that on. Don't just force yourself to feel something you don't authentically feel. Get curious, give yourself grace, ask yourself questions, and then know that you have the ability to be both, oh, this really wears me out. Oh, I wish I could feel more joyful. What's going to allow space for that? What kind of thing do you need to have a conversation about? What kind of thing do you need to say no to? What kind of thing do you need to say yes to? Maybe it's you need to say yes to. That's going to allow space for that. Yeah. Rachel, what for you? What as you've created, you've got this new beautiful logo. You've really have been learning how to integrate new creations and offerings of yours into things that have already existed and allowing the beauty of all of that to come together. Talk to me about what you hope for as you take all that into consideration this last month of 2025 as you wrap up this year.
Well, I mean, you and I have known each other a while now. And when you and I first met, I was really trying to get the body positivity off the ground, my book off the ground, and somewhere in between there, the home organizing fell into my life. And I was so, using the word worried is not the right word, but, you know, being a personal trainer, being in the health and wellness has been my identity for 25 years. And to switch over into home organize, as much as I know that it is in the same realm, it is still an emotional, mental, physical thing. But I was scared that if I just dove head on into this, that leaving this behind, what did that mean for me? But then as I've been doing the more work and as I've been learning new things, I realize even if I let it go in my everyday life, it will never not be a part of me. And
Yeah.
if there's ever someone who needs that kind of help, I am going to be there. I still have that capability. But I really want to go into 2026 with my home organizing business being my full focus and giving it all my energy and really seeing where that can go. So it has been a very, like you said, a growth year for me, a very interesting year. Um, and just because something that is a part of us may not be my everyday doesn't mean that I'm letting it go and that I have to say goodbye to it.
Mm.
So that's been an interesting emotional journey that I've been on with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's so, like, these things continue to be part of our layers. We can still go back and draw on them if the time calls for it. Just because we enter a new season and a new thing, that thing it doesn't have to be gone. It just may not be the forefront anymore, but it's always there. It's still part of what you bring together. And there is such when you and I've talked about this a lot, the succinct connection between what you're doing now with the home organizing and the impact it has on our wellness. You're just tapping into a different side and chapter and area of the wellness that I think that we miss at times. I mean, that we underestimate the power of in terms of the space creation that's going on. I think for me, this year has been a year of so many things I didn't see coming on the work side. I did not know a year ago I was going to write an online course. And it's now available in 3 different facets, not just the one I even originally wrote it in 6 months ago now. It's I did not know I was going to start offering empowerment sessions and offering to work with women one-on-one. I went into 2025 expecting to really focus on public speaking more, which I've done. I did not know we were going to start offering 2 podcast episodes a week. None of that. If you would have told me that a year ago, I'd be like, oh, we can't do that. We don't have the capacity for that.
Right.
So really, I want to take this time in 2025 in December to reflect on all we've created this year. And made possible, and really in 2026, getting that out to people and helping them see the possibilities that has for them. That I know, so I didn't have a, I didn't see any of this coming. And so I within all of that, though, because of these new offerings, they're to help us create income to support the work. And also, as a woman, we have a hard time sometimes asking to be paid for our work, and we give everything away for free. It drives my husband crazy. And so also owning that I am a thought leader and owning that, but taking the pressure off myself. I have this I'm so competitive. I have this expectation that the minute I create it, everybody's going to come. They're all going to buy it, and it's all going to be great. And it's like, no, it takes time. And you said a word to me in June. And poor Erin had to check out. She's having tech issues, but she wishes you well. I'm so thankful she could join us today, but she's had to jump off. So I'll wrap up here with Rachel. But you said a word to me that's been one of the most important things, a phrase, I guess, in June that I have held onto through all this struggle of expecting more of myself than is realistic in the time. And you talked about not chasing. And I can chase with the best of them. If I'm feeling desperate or if I'm feeling worried or I'm like, I got to create this now. This has to happen now. I got to do this now. I'll start chasing and not allow it to come to be, and reminding myself, all these things I created in 2025, I did not chase. I had no idea they were coming. I let them come to me and evolve out of that. So can allow for, you've created it. It's there now. Allow the people that need that to come. Don't chase. And that don't chasing, I tell you, I can't, the thousands of times I've reminded myself that's one of the best things. So thank you for sharing that. It was a panel we did back in June, I think. And you said it, and it hit
No,
me
it's
like
when we had lunch together in person.
That's what it was. Yes, that's what it
Yes.
was. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what it was. It's July when we got together in person. That was the best thing, and that has really helped me. So also, if that helps anybody else up there, don't chase. And chasing is when it feels forced, when you're panicked, when you're trying to make something happen that it might not be time for it yet, or it's not. You're not going to engage. People aren't going to be able to connect with it. They sense when it's authentic versus when you're trying to force it.
Right.
And so I think for me, just reminding myself in December, fill my cup, don't chase, stay present, listen to your body, trust yourself and what the messages includes it's sending you, and celebrate all that you've created, learned, managed, overcome in 2025. Try to use December as a year to celebrate, a month to celebrate you as you wrap up instead. And maybe that takes the pressure off of you as well, as you, if you can approach it in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Well, that wraps up our Come As You Are. I think we've hopefully left you guys not feeling alone in this. We're all navigating this. We're all figuring this out. We're all managing these imagined and real expectations, more imagined than real, in our heads. And so we hope that you can really take this time to take a breath and honor you and celebrate you and communicate what you need and find some space to take in what this month has to offer as we wrap up 2025. Thank you, my friend, as always, for being with me. Thank you to Erin for joining. Shout out to her for joining. I always have, I told you guys before I got on, having you two on, you two are some of my longer friends in this work, and having you two on with me is always like a warm blanket. It's just comfortable and cozy. I always know we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to laugh. We're going to share what we're going through. We're going to show up authentically, exactly as we are, because we know we're safe here. And that's the goal, is to create this safe space for us to come together. All of us, whether you're on with us here in the panel, you're listening out there. Take good care of yourselves. We're going to be back next week. The panel next week is going to be some really amazing women who have talk about overcomers. They have navigated abusive, narcissistic relationships and come out on the other side. This month is Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Month, which is ironic during the holidays, because sometimes, unfortunately, this season can always, for these people that are in these abusive situations, can be a dangerous month too, sadly. And that's just the nuance, unfortunately, that comes with these gatherings and expectations. And because many times in these relationships, there's an outward appearance that you're supposed to put on. And it's very contrary to the truth that's actually happening. But these women are going to come on and have a conversation and offer some great resources. So that's next week. And then the week after that, we'll be back with another Come As You Are conversation. So know that we're here. Know that we have lots of great resources to support you. Take good care of yourselves. Find a way to enjoy yourself this week. Release one expectation. If releasing them all sounds like too many, release one expectation this week that's putting some pressure on you. Rachel, any last thoughts?
I just mirror what you said. I think it's anytime you start to feel that overwhelmed feeling, just take a breath and practice saying no and no thank you.
That's it. All right. That's where we're going to wrap it up this week. Thanks for joining us on this Come As You Are. Happy December. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week here on Together We Feel.
Thank you.